Africa happens to have the youngest population in the world, according to the UN, with 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, the youth bulge. Due to proportionately lower formal sector employment opportunities, Africa's youth are increasingly defaulting to enterprise, not by choice, but as a default. This makes Africa the next frontier when it comes to entrepreneurial growth and investment opportunities. However, the fact is that if Africa is the next entrepreneurial frontier, its potential will not be achieved if businesses established locally continue to struggle to access funding that will enable them to innovate and grow. My name is Paul Musoke, and I am the managing partner at Ankolo Consulting, an investment readiness advisory firm focused on the African continent. Over the last 27 years, I have held executive roles in Africa's banking sector, running retail banking, operations, consumer banking, commercial banking, and as a deputy managing director. I led numerous initiatives to increase access to finance in the personal and business sectors. I also held executive roles in the development sector, supporting the banking, insurance, and fintech sectors across Africa to deepen their services so as to meet the financial needs of the majority of Africans, many of whom have been excluded. Over the years, as I've served in the banking industry and development sector all over the African continent, I have noticed with growing concern the high numbers of entrepreneurs setting up businesses with no support and hardly any structure to become successful. This very structure made it difficult for banks to determine the inherent risk and for investors to assess their long-term viability, especially for the majority whose investment needs fall within the missing middle range of $200,000 to $5 million. There is an urgent need to support African enterprises to develop the right structures so as to attract much needed capital that would enable them to innovate and grow into the engines of economic development and employment that we all know they have the potential to be. Ankolo Consulting is an investment readiness advisory firm which has been set up to support African enterprises navigate a challenging investment landscape towards accessing impactful financing to drive scale and economic growth. Or quite simply put, our vision is to support African enterprises to navigate a challenging investment landscape towards accessing impactful financing to drive scale and economic growth. At Ankolo Consulting, we are offering modular services designed to fit into the financial capability and operational realities of the early stage, middle stage, and on the cusp enterprises in Africa. We walk the journey with our enterprise partners until they are able to comfortably manage in a more organized structure attractive to funders, creating a marketplace for investing in Africa, linking prospective investors with the right enterprises. These modular services include 1. Business coaching module, delivering African-focused business coaching in line with international best practice that enables businesses to identify competitive factors that create focus, divergence, and a compelling tagline for a value-focused business strategy that would be attractive to investors and funders. 2. Strategy support module, supporting African enterprises in identifying and leveraging blue ocean opportunities out of Africa's unique environment that will lead to relevant, sustainable, and impactful business strategies attractive to lenders and investors. 3. Change management support module, supporting African businesses through strategy execution challenges of implementation and change management, so that they can demonstrate steady growth in their chosen markets that gives confidence to investors and funders of the viability and growth potential of the enterprises. 4. Deals flow support module, working towards creating a more efficient marketplace for investing in Africa, providing a platform that enables funders and investors to find viable investment opportunities on the continent, creating awareness of investable enterprises in Africa and at the same time reduce investor costs of reaching these enterprises. And 5, an Africa Investment Fund, in response to the urgent need for Africa to mobilize local capital. Ankolo Consulting will set up an African investment fund to invest with other investors into promising African enterprises that have gone through the investment readiness process. There is no doubt that there are so many exciting opportunities that await those who venture into business. Allow us to help you build a successful business that will be attractive to investors and funders to provide the capital that will enable your business to reach great heights, ultimately having a tremendous positive impact, not only for you, but for Africa at large. If you would like to know more about how you can grow a business that attracts appropriate capital to support your growth, do join us in the next video.